p.m. from Fishbowl Studios. Log on to hear sports talk from basketball to football and view your feedback on the biggest sports news you want to talk about from around the world. So be sure to log on each week Tuesdays at 12 p.m. to catch the Jamie and Genty Show. Hope to see you soon
on Fishbowl Radio Network.
Jump in.
Hey world, this is Jamie again, the Jamie and Genty Show right here on Fishbowl Radio. My name is Jamie. Happy Tuesday. It's September 27th, 2022. How are we feeling today, man? You know, when I got up this morning, I felt great. You know, watching the Cowboys win last night, you know, we can't say we're back yet. Let's calm the nerves down. We're not going to the postseason. We're trending. We're trending. Let's take one game at a time. So I'm not thinking about the postseason. I'm not even thinking about the Super Bowl. I'm thinking about game by game management. So let's get started. Number one, let's say Cooper Rush. Okay, Cooper Rush. I had a conversation with a lady this morning, okay? Just, you know, random lady at the camp. You know, she knows who she is. And I had to explain why Cooper Rush is doing what he's doing right now. She was saying, hey, you know, Cooper Rush is better than Dak. Okay, I seen all the posts on social media, okay? Let me tell you something. Cooper is never better than Dak, okay? Dak is better than Cooper. You know why? Dak has creativity, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Creativity. Dak can roll out in the pocket. Like Cooper can't. Cooper is a game manager. He plays at his own pace. Like we got to stop this, Cowboys fans. We got to stop having this nonsense. Okay? Dak is our quarterback. Cooper is just filling a spot. I mean, granted, he's done some great things. But do I see him being a starter full time? Probably on a different team, but not on this team. Dak is the full-time quarterback. Now they say, well, you know, Jamie, you know, what if Dak gets hurt again? He gets hurt again, he gets hurt again. Then we call on Cooper Rush or Will Grier or somebody. Like I always say to myself, we always got to have two good quarterbacks. The one starter, the other one has to back them up. It's got to be ready. And when the one goes down, the other one's got to back them up. Got to be ready on the spot. So, with that being said, Cooper Rush, he did his thing last night. 21 for 31 for 215 touchdown. I mean, that's all we can ask for. Now, we're not asking you to, you know, be a hero. We're asking you to play your game. And I think this game, they opened the playbook for him. So, hey, it works out. So now, that's my opinion about the quarterback. I want to hear what Gabe has to say about this notion. I have 3 questions for you, Gabe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So number one, I want to talk to you about Jerry. Now, Jerry has been talking over the last week. He's been, you know, saying about quarterback controversy. You know, he's been talking about, okay, well, Dak can come back within one game or so. Is there a quarterback controversy in Dallas?
I'm going to give you the honest answer.
Okay.
The honest answer is hell no.
Okay.
What is he talking about? What is he talking about? Everybody got to stop. I truly believe that Dallas, right? The city of Dallas has this thing, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is. I saw it with Quincy Carter, and I'm seeing it now with Dak.
Okay.
It's this complex, right? They want their quarterback to be to look like them, the masses, right?
Sure.
I don't want to get too deep, but I'm gonna keep a surface level with that. I do think that they're waiting for that great white hope. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
So that's why Cooper Rush playing so well is like, oh wow, like this is great. This is exactly what we needed. Mm-hmm. It's not that different than how Dak started.
Right.
It's not that different from how Tony Romo started.
Right.
This is just the same same pattern. And so I don't want them to get caught up in the hype right now because Cooper Rush is playing well. He's done a lot of great things, but I mean, honestly, statistically, he's playing at the level of Daniel Jones, who just played against. You know what I'm saying? He's playing at the level. He's not playing at an elite top 10 quarterback level, which Dak is.
Right.
Even though week 1 we didn't get to see that.
Right.
So I do believe that Cooper Rush is playing well, as I said.
Okay.
But I just don't think that there's anything to question when it comes to Dak Prescott being our quarterback.
Okay. So now, when you mentioned the Great White Hope, can you explain that in further detail?
So, all of the great quarterbacks that the Cowboys have had, Troy Aikman being the greatest, I guess.
Many people say that.
Think about the fact that just kind of how Jerry Jones and a lot of these people move in regards to black issues and stuff like that. I don't want to get, again, I'm trying to avoid getting too deep.
Sure.
Because there's certain things, there's a lot that I don't know, and I could just be wrong from the outside looking in. But what it appears to me is that they're looking for that thing that feels good to them.
Right.
Because Dak has been inconsistent.
Right.
Not gonna lie to you, his play has been inconsistent, so they're looking for that. Okay, now is the time for us to find somebody else who can fill that void.
Right.
But in actuality, there's nobody that's gonna fill a void like that. You know what I'm saying? Because Dak is Dak, and you get what you get. You get what you get with him. You knew that before you paid him $100-something million.
And he's up for extension too. That's what I heard. I'm like, well, like I can understand, being up for extension, but at the same time, can he lead us? I'm not trying to put more pressure on Dak as he should, because you're playing on America's team.
Yeah.
But at the same time, can he lead you there? Like, for me, Cooper, I want a quarterback that can lead us to the next step.
And I'm gonna tell you, Coop is doing exactly what we needed him to do.
Any backup.
That's what you get a backup for.
Right.
Like, to do exactly what he's doing. Jimmy Garoppolo was that for New England. When Tom Brady went down for a couple games. Like, it's the same thing. Like, he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. That doesn't mean that he's a starter.
Right.
That doesn't mean that he can do this for 17 games a year.
Right.
Plus the playoffs potentially. So
right.
It's like, I don't know if people are understanding that and people are just getting caught up in the right now and the
I think people are getting caught up. I think a lot of people are finding a reason to get Dak out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Which
I always hear
point.
the notion of when somebody plays well, right? That's like any sport. They want to get him out of here, and it's not the case. Like, you can't.
Right.
You you're a Lakers fan. You want the amount of shots that Russ takes on a daily basis.
Oh my God.
Like you will want him out of here, but it's not the case. It's just skill set.
Yeah.
Like Cooper Rush is doing what we're all capable of doing. He's managing the game.
Yeah.
At his pace. Dak is creative. Dak can roll out to the pocket. Dak can make the bigger throws. Dak has progressions. He can, that's what I noticed last night. I noticed that, they gave him majority of the playbook. Like
they opened it up a little bit more.
Yeah. And I saw that, they were calling a lot of audible stuff. So to back up your answer, to me there is no quarterback controversy.
Exactly.
I think when Dak comes back, when he's healthy enough, don't rush it, then he'll be our starter. But then again, it's kind of messed up to put a guy if Cooper Rush, let's say if he wins the next 2 to 3 games, it kind of sucks that, okay, well, you're inserted Dak in. I mean, Dak's the quarterback. I mean, there's going to be times where Cooper is going to struggle.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no ifs or buts about it.
I mean, there's been times in these games where he's struggled. Like, I think everybody's getting caught up in the win.
Right.
But you take away our defense, and if we had defenses that we've had from some years ago,
Yeah.
you put those same defenses in this situation, we're getting blown out by 30 points each of these games.
Exactly.
Because our defense is winning us these games. I think people are missing that point. That's a huge point.
Yeah.
Like, all he got to do is score 23 points for us to win. That's because our
he's gotta
defense
score
is
16.
balling out.
Right.
That's not normal in the NFL. I don't think
No,
people
it's
really
not.
understand that.
No, it's not.
These teams are scoring 30-plus points a game. Easy.
Giving up 26 or 30 points a
That's
game.
what I'm saying.
So I'm like, well, we gotta be blessed to have a great defense and a coordinator that's able to dial up blitzes. You know, wherever the blitzes may be. Micah can line up on the left, right, middle side. Donovan Wilson can line up deep, can move up to the line of scrimmage. So there's just amount of creativity on the defensive side.
It's a lot of movement, and I like that.
I like it too.
It's actually not normal to me. Because I don't see that often. But I'm seeing like DeMarcus Lawrence move from inside to outside to left to right. I'm seeing Michael move all over the place. Wilson, like you mentioned.
Right.
Like all of the defensive linemen are kind of interchangeable, which I like. That's actually creates a lot of versatility on the pass rush. And we saw the results of that last night.
Hey, great results. Now, number 2. Now, let's say this. Cooper Rush wins 3 to 4 games, right? Mm-hmm. Does he become your full-time starter?
No.
Or would you say maybe on another team? Like and another team were to say, okay, like for example, let's say New England, right? New England lost their quarterback for multiple games. Would you say, okay, can't he work out on another team? I'm not trying to get him out of here, but
I don't know because I've never seen him start an entire season. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen him play an entire. I've seen him play all of 3 games so far in his career against the Vikings last year, and then these 2 that he's won. Mm-hmm. So it's hard for me to say what he's capable of on a consistent basis.
Right.
He looks decent. He looks like a middle of the road quarterback. Not great. Not there's out of this world.
There's quarterbacks that, well, no, I can't say that. I can't say the quarterbacks out there that are just built like him. Yeah. I mean, maybe a Trevor Lawrence, but if you open up the playbook for him, then we'll see the next step from Trevor Lawrence. But Cooper Rush.
Rush don't have the same big arm that Trevor Lawrence does. Trevor Lawrence has some natural quarterback ability that Cooper Rush doesn't have.
No, I think he just plays at his own pace, and I think many fans out there, social media, if you look at the pages of the Tolos, the Cowboys fans, I think we're getting too caught up in hey, Cooper Rush is our quarterback. He's led us to 2 or 3 wins, and I banking on just managing, just being a game manager.
And I want to make a point too. We scored 17 unanswered points.
Yes.
Between the third and the fourth quarter.
Yes.
That's a huge point to me because yes he scored those points. Mm-hmm. He moved the ball. He did what he needed to do, and those drives were beautiful. But unanswered means that's a defensive stat. Right. So I don't want to. I want to go over the top with praising the defense because our defense is better than I've ever seen it. Right. Since like long time ago, but it's
just one of a kind. We'll never see that type of defense ever again.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, man, I wish we could just kept our offense from last year together. Yeah. And then coupled it with this. Oh my God.
I mean, I have another question about the offense too. Yeah. So, but to back up, I got an additional question. My second one. Yeah. So my second additional question would be: so Joe Buck and Troy Aikman were doing the broadcast, right? They did an excellent job. I love listening to those guys. Yeah. Daniel Jones, and I listened to the post-game show. Brian Broaddus and Zach Wolchuk were doing it, and Brian Broaddus was saying, "Hey, Daniel Jones, this is his best game he's ever played." So I went back and reviewed the film. I was like, okay, Daniel Jones was irking me. Yeah. He was bothering me, but by when the pocket collapsed, he was running. Mm-hmm. It was like he got 90 yards.
Yeah.
He got 97. Sorry, he went 9 for 79.
Yep.
Running.
Yep.
He was frustrating.
He was
me, and the defense because it was it collapsed. But he was doing the right thing. I think this was the best game he's ever played in my eyes.
Yeah.
So I would agree with Brian on that one. Mm-hmm. Now looking at Daniel Jones, he got beaten up last night.
He did.
It showed on his face. He got beaten up last night. And so
that's why he was running for his life.
Right. And he was he got hit 22 times.
Yeah.
So do you think New York has their quarterback?
I do. And I say that because this NFL is very tricky to me, right?
Yeah. Right.
We're in a space where not a lot of great quarterbacks are coming from college.
Mm-hmm. They just come out of nowhere.
Yeah, they just kind of appear. You know what I'm saying?
Just kind of appeared out of nowhere.
I don't think you're gonna find a quarterback at this stage in the game that's better than Daniel Jones coming out of college. I don't think that there's a quarterback on anybody's roster right now as a backup.
No,
that's better than Daniel Jones.
No.
I can't think of it off the top of my head. I just don't see it.
I don't see it either. I mean, I agree with you. I don't see it either. I mean, Daniel Jones, I mean, they're saying it could be his last leg, but I don't think so because he's improved so much.
Yeah.
And I mean, granted, you got to make. He doesn't have the receiving core. As years as before, but he uses his legs to his advantage.
Yeah,
and so once he improves his passing, then I mean he could be elite. Yeah. I had him number 4 on my list as a breakout, and I still think he has time to break out.
And I personally think that with Daniel Jones, he's definitely a bottom third in the league quarterback. I can make a list of a few quarterbacks he's better than off the top of my head. Justin Fields, he's better than to me.
Justin Fields, but I do think that I do think with a new coach, I think you have to open it up.
I do too.
Ohio State, they gave him everything.
Yeah.
When you go to Ohio State or Alabama, those big colleges, they give you everything.
Yeah, and I just look at his arm ability and accuracy.
Right.
I can't really judge how they're play calling for him and they're scheming for him because he's new. He just got here. As of today, I put Daniel Jones ahead of him.
Okay.
I'm trying to think who else.
That's fair.
He's ahead of Joe Flacco right now.
Joe Flacco's the backup. Well, Joe Flacco started in New York Jets, but yeah. I do think for their team, I do think Joe Flacco should stay the starter.
Oh yeah,
but then again, Zach Wilson's coming back. But Joe Flacco would be my number 1 starter right now if it were me.
I agree.
But my last question for you, CeeDee Lamb. Now CeeDee Lamb had a drop. Okay, he frustrated all social media last night. There was well, how can you wear number 88 when you can't catch a ball like that? And I wasn't hard on him on that one. He did drop the ball, that big one where Cooper, that big 50-yarder that he drops.
It's a great ball too.
It's a great ball too. The other one, the flat that he came out of the flat, the second one that he dropped as well. It got me. To me, I was like, should I root for this guy or should I be patient with him? But But then again, he came back with some excellent catches.
Yeah, he did.
But do you think he has solidified the number 1 receiving spot? Or
that's a tricky question.
Or Noah Brown is on the merge. I'm not saying he's a number 1. I'm saying Noah could be a number. I hate to say number 3 because Michael Gallup hasn't played it down.
Yeah.
But
when Michael Gallup comes back, Noah Brown will be the 3. And truthfully, if we're being honest, those are our 2 best receivers. Is Gallup and Noah Brown to me, and I've been saying that for a while. CD, he has a lot to work on.
Okay.
His route running ability to me leaves a lot to be desired.
It's a concern.
It's a big concern to me because he's so quick and so speedy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you can't run routes, you can't get separation.
Yeah.
So
It's true. I mean, there was a lot of separation last night. I think defensive coordinator, their secondary was so weak.
it's decimated.
It's like you could have easily Cooper could have had at least a 300-yard gain. They were playing so back. A lot of prevent defense. I don't understand.
The middle of the field was wide open and we didn't even attack it.
Right.
That's the problem for me with play calling. Like, because if I can see that and I see that running like primarily cover 2 the entire game.
Exactly.
Like the middle of the field is wide open.
But we were too conservative last night because
Way too conservative.
Granted, Tony Pollard and Zeke Elliott did their thing. Both of them did their thing last night.
They did.
But when you have the middle of the field, you got to attack it and not trusting, CD to attack to catch the ball. It is like you said, is a big concern, and it also is frustrating for me because it's all that hype that you had in the offseason. Like you lost Amari, you lost Cedric Wilson. Dalton Schultz is not there. We can't trust the 2 tight ends because they're rookies. I'm not no shot to them.
Mm-hmm.
But CD, I expect him to step up your game. When you're number 1, you have to, like you said, create separation. You have to catch the ball. I want to see at least 10 catches a game.
Yeah.
Again.
And to me, like, if I can't, because he's the size of a receiver that should be catching balls over the middle.
Right.
If we being honest, like, there's no reason why you should not be running slants with him post and all of it. Like, you shouldn't be running crossing routes and all of this kind of like.
Run crossing routes last night. If the middle of the field's open, you can run crossing routes.
Like, easy. It's wide open. And so to me, if you're CD, you have to really, really, really get focused on working on your hands because
yep.
stuff like that, to me, like, you can't have drop balls on corner routes that's wide open. There's nobody around you. You're not getting hit. That's concerning to me because what if you go across the middle, like I'm saying, if you go across the middle and there's a safety coming at you full speed, you may catch the ball, but then you turn around and get smacked in the mouth, and then now we got a fumble or we got an incomplete pass. Right. So
that's another thing. I don't want my receivers fumbling the ball like that, especially when you're coming up the middle and he hits you like that. You got to hold on to the ball like that. You are our number 1. You have to be you got to be our security blanket because we don't have anybody else. Yeah. The rookie Tolbert played, which I'm happy. He
had a drop that drove me nuts. It wasn't really a drop. It was a slightly overthrown ball, but it touched both his hands.
It did, but. Yeah, it did, but I'll give him a pass on that because he was inactive the first 2. Yeah. I don't know why a healthy scratch. I have no idea. But I do want to give a shout out to both Peyton Hendershot and Jake Ferguson. Yeah. Both of those guys did their thing in the running game, blocking. Peyton, even though he had that holding call, I'll let it go. But other than that, they opened the holes for them. I think Peyton Hendershot had a couple of catches, bowled over a defender. I have high hopes for him. I do want him to see him get on the field a lot more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. So we talked about it before the show, but Hendershot, he's. I think if you want to talk about any controversy, we have a tight end controversy.
Tight end controversy, exactly. Tight end controversy
because Hendershot is athletic. Right. He holds on to the ball.
Yes.
Unlike Dalton Schultz.
Yes.
I'm not a Dalton Schultz fan.
I'm not either. I don't know why. I don't know why he's up for a contract extension.
He's probably going to get it.
He public pressure. But if the player doesn't show up for like the mini camp, that's Jerry giving in.
Right.
So other teams are like, well, we're going to sign you right away. Mm-hmm. This Cowboys team, public pressure, forces you to sign these players.
And to me, Dalton Schultz can pressure all he wants. He can go. You fumble the ball too much for me, dog. Like you average a fumble at this point every 3 games.
I get you.
And I just made that stat up, so don't quote me on that. But I'm just saying, like you fumble the ball so much, like you carry the ball like a loaf of bread. You're not athletic at all. The moment somebody touches you, you immediately fall. When I saw Hendershot hurdle over 3 people, I was like, that's who I want.
Right.
That's what I want because
the
athletic ability plus the ability to have that thought anyway. Like, yeah, I'm gonna jump over 3 people and get this first down.
Exactly.
That's a different mentality. Like, that's a mentality thing. It's not necessarily just about athleticism.
Exactly.
He's a winner. I can see it.
Okay. Even though he's from Indiana, okay, I see him as a winner.
We all make bad decisions.
Exactly. Now, granted, moving forward, we play Washington next. Now, we put the Giants out of the way. I got to give a shout out to Saquon. He did his thing last night. But we put them out of the way. We'll see them down the road again. We play the Commanders next week. With no logo. There's a bunch of problems. Yeah. Now, I saw a stat that Carson Wentz got hit 19 times and 9 sacks. Mm-hmm. Like, how do you I want to know as a quarterback, how do you recover getting hit more than 10 times?
And then, on top of getting hit more than 10 times, this is a team that you're about to go up against that has averaged at least 3 to 4 sacks a game throughout the first 3 games of the season. Defensively. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
that's a shock.
I think that if I'm Carson Wentz, I'm shook. Mm-hmm. I'm shaking in my boots right now. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, because if I'm getting hit 9-10 times a game, mm-hmm. and if I'm getting sacked 9 to 10 times a game, I think that's what you said, right?
No, he got sacked 9 times against the Eagles.
Got you.
Yeah. He got hit 19 times.
Got you.
Like, Daniel Jones got hit 22 times. Well,
and the Eagles are not us. I'm going to be honest. Like, I've watched the defense play. They're decent. They're not a great defense, but you're coming up against us and Micah Parsons and now.
And friends.
Exactly.
And friends, yeah.
So, this is a different animal. So, if they can sack him 9 times, what you think we about to do?
Jeez, you might as well.
And I might sound like the crazy Cowboy fan that's like really gassing up this defense. They may not even be as good as I'm talking about.
You might as well just have an extra tight end. Well, not even an extra tight end. The way Parsons was getting through the line, he bulldozed one guy to get to Daniel Jones. I'm like, okay, I don't know how you stop the pass rush, because the pass rush is coming from everywhere. Like, Mike, they try to triple team. They try to clip him. Like, when one of the tackles were getting beat, it was either Andrew Thomas or Evan something. One of them was getting beat. They chipped him was Matt Breida. Mm-hmm. Now, Matt Breida's the backup for backup running back to Saquon. Mm-hmm. He got his ass chewed up last night. Like, literally, he was just trying to chip. I remember a play. He was trying to chip somebody.
Yeah.
He got blew up, and they still he even though Jones let the ball go, he still got hit.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can't chip against this team. This team's coming out everywhere. Like, they got backside help. They got rushers everywhere.
Yep.
So it goes to the credit to Dan Quinn and George Edwards, putting these guys where they need to be.
Yeah. And again, like a lot of the movement you can't really prepare for on the offensive side of the ball.
I don't know how.
So like, what are you gonna do? It's not like you playing against a player who plays a set position.
Right.
Michael Parsons moves all around the defense.
I don't understand that. I don't understand how you block. I don't understand as an offensive coordinator. I don't understand how you prepare that.
I don't either.
I don't understand that.
I don't know. I have no idea.
That's tough to me. That's so tough. But we do have one concern, and then we'll go to break. Penalties.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
10 of them. Well, there was 10 last night.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not coaching. It's discipline, right?
Yeah.
The penalty that I can let go is obviously the delay game.
Yeah.
You know, I can let that go. I can let go of the Peyton Hendershot penalty. Mm-hmm. I can let go of the Donovan Wilson penalty, which is pretty ridiculous because, you know, I just, you know, he didn't see the referee behind him and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. It's silly, but I can let that go. What I can't let go is Anthony Barr. Anthony Barr, he had that one holding penalty. I can't remember. It was a personal foul or that holding penalty that he had. It was a crucial third down. It started the game.
It was a personal foul.
Personal foul. Okay. Sam Williams had a personal foul too. But then again, Daniel Jones is going out of bounds. But
that's a whole rule. I have an issue with some of the rules in the NFL, but because it's getting out of hand.
It is. It's just that Sam Williams penalty. I want to know how you stop your momentum. Like, he's coming at you full. I don't know how you stop. I mean, if he were to come to a full stop, Daniel Jones is going to go on the ground anyways.
Right.
So, like, I think the NFL needs to revisit that. That to me, I can let that go too. But Anthony Barr's penalty is kind of suspect to me.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, I think that once a quarterback crosses the line of scrimmage, they should no longer be considered a quarterback.
Exactly.
They should no longer be considered a quarterback and be protected the same way a quarterback would.
Right.
Because you're now a rusher.
Right.
You're no longer a quarterback.
Exactly.
So I just don't understand the thought process of still protecting him beyond the line of scrimmage. I get protecting quarterbacks, making sure that's the big money maker, whatever.
Exactly.
I get that,
anyways.
and I agree with that.
Right.
But once they cross the line of scrimmage, it's a totally different ball game.
It's game on.
Now think before you run.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. I want quarterbacks to get back to having to think before they run.
Right.
Don't just take off because you might lose your life out here. You know what I'm saying?
There's this notion of, you watch college football, right?
Yeah.
There's this notion of when a quarterback gets hit, it gets hit. Well, they do it for all players too. When it gets hit on the top of the head, helmet to helmet is targeting. Mm-hmm. So to me, it's a stupid. Well, I can understand why they're doing it, but to inject the player like that, like nah. To me, I don't agree with that. Yeah. There was a hit where Texas quarterback Quinn Ayers took by a defender, and they called a penalty for that. And I was and I was thinking to myself, I was like, that's not a penalty because, first of all, Quinn is throwing the football. He wasn't running. He rolled out, and the defender hit him. He let the ball go, but it was like more of a takedown. To me, that's not a penalty.
Right.
Like even though he injured his shoulder, it's not a penalty because a takedown would be like if he would have like physically took him down. Like this is just plain football.
Yeah.
He got penalized for it.
And I'm noticing they're calling flags for any hard hit at this point. Like
exactly.
You can't hit nobody hard over the middle.
You can't.
Like you got to let them set their feet and basically, and you're dealing with athletic receivers. Exactly. So now you're literally basically putting handcuffs on a defensive back.
Right.
Or a linebacker. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's the concern I have playing, these penalties, these penalized players, over nonsense. They do it more in college than the NFL. Mm-hmm. The NFL is like, once you get hit out of bounds, we're calling a penalty.
Yeah.
It's like they need to revisit that.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't know how you soccer, and in college too. Like, when you get hit, when you get ejected from the game, and you get suspended, it's not suspended. It's more you're out the first half.
Right.
And then you got to stretch, and you got to do all that stuff. Second half, you come by. It's like a whole new ballgame for that person.
Right. Exactly.
And to me, I just don't agree with that.
I don't agree with it either. I think it's actually, it kind of dilutes the game a little bit.
Yes.
And I'm all for protecting players because this is a violent game. They come with it comes with a lot.
Right.
But the reality is, everybody that has ever played football knows the game that they playing before they sign up to play.
Exactly.
This is not for, like, when I was a kid, they used to say, because again, I'm like was playing football in the early 2000s. So like, when I was a kid, they used to be like, yeah, like, this game is not for everybody, and we're going to find out who this game is really for. Oklahoma drill was not for the weak.
Right.
So a lot of us, especially the players that come from, like, because all this stuff is new. So a lot of the players that are playing today are around my age.
Right.
So, like, you know what I'm saying? We come from, like any other generation before, like, we come from actually hitting each other on a regular basis.
Exactly.
Like, we were taught that. And
I wonder if they do the Oklahoma drill still. Because that Oklahoma drill pumps the team up. It brings the team together.
Yeah.
So now it's like, if you don't do it anymore, what brings the team together?
Right.
Music, or coach talking, coach being. I think right now you got coaches like Deion Sanders and some of those other coaches out there. I think the new notion is music.
Right.
Either music or a passionate speech. I think everybody's doing the same thing.
Yeah, and I learned that from Hard Knocks too.
Yeah.
When I was watching Hard Knocks with the Lions,
Yeah.
I was thinking about that whole Oklahoma drill. I was like, I don't know if they do like hitting drills anymore. I didn't see none of that.
That's weird to me. Because I thought that it brings the team together. Like it's one against one. You're like of course it might be personal and all that stuff, but then again it's like you're my brother. Yeah, we're in this fight together. Whatever happens to you, I got your back.
And not to mention, like, if you notice in the NFL, there's a lot of arm tackling going on. More so than ever.
Yes, and there's a lot of missed tackles.
Like if
you do a lot of arm tackling, like you said, there's a lot of missed tackles.
I think all of these things kind of go hand in hand. I think the rule changes, the lack of actual preparation when it comes to tackling, even just the ability of some of these players, like especially if they went all the way through college and continued to play, there's not a lot of actual hitting drills and contact in these practices.
I wonder what they do.
I think all of these things, there's a correlation there somewhere.
I wonder what they do to get to hit though. Like, I understand. I mean, I
probably
wonder what
tackling dummies.
At this point, you have to.
Yeah.
At this point, you have to.
Yeah. Exactly.
Wow. So, I appreciate that.
Absolutely,
man. But I'm interested in this Washington take, man. That's the next game on Sunday.
Yeah.
But man. now, forget the break. We're gonna take 1 3-minute break. But coming up next, I want to talk about UNT.
Okay.
In a little bit.
Let's do it.
Fishbowl Radio. Yes, welcome back, Fishbowl Radio family. It's Jamie again. So, now we had a great Cowboys discussion again. More Cowboys discussion coming up in the next few weeks. But I do want to talk about the UNT game that just happened this past Saturday. So, we got killed by Memphis, 44-34, as expected. Okay, let me talk about one quarterback. Let's talk about Austin Aune. Can we stop giving this man praise? Okay, we know he's 29 years old. Granted, okay, fine. We know that he played baseball in the Yankees organization back in 2012. Aaron Judge was there, by the way. Aaron Judge was there, by the way. We know that for sure. We know that he's the oldest quarterback in college football. That's no surprise. I'm pretty sure there's other players out there his age or older are playing college football right now. Like they're like, we gotta stop this, especially giving him praise. I mean, he has one more season to go, then he'll be 30 years old. I'm like, dude, it's a rare occurrence. It's okay, it's fine as long as we're winning. Then you can talk about that stuff. Right now, we're not winning. Like we're 2-3. Going to conference play against Florida Atlantic, which I want to talk about that game in the next show. But let's recap this game, okay? Now this team got killed, okay? 44-34. The quarterback, Aune, he didn't play that bad. He threw the ball, it was 27 for 49 for 371, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, which those 2 interceptions proved costly because it was the game. That was basically the game. Memphis had 2 pick sixes off his interceptions. And so I just don't know what the read was. I don't know what the offensive corner was dialing up in those reads, but I think this game had more us throwing the ball than running the ball. We're like I said before, we're one dimension. So this game we had to throw the ball because Memphis was playing man-to-man coverage. They were playing a lot of cover 2. So everything changed in our playbook. We're a power running team, but we turned into a passing, which is not a bad thing. So even though he threw 3 touchdown passes, which was good and all, but this team struggled defensively. I do want to jump down to the defense. So that's number 2. There was a lot of frustration on that sideline defensively. I felt like the quarterback, Seth Hennigan, can do wherever he wanted. He didn't throw a lot of yards. He was able to get out of the pocket a lot more. He was able to make a lot of reads. There was a lot of frustration on the sidelines and on the field, a lot of communication issues. This team here, along with the communication issues, can't tackle. Like I was just talking to Gabe over here. We were just talking about, the techniques of football. Football, when I grew up, right, we used to tackle with 2 hands, form tackle, 2 hands. You bring the guy to the ground. That's form tackling. Now it's like I have my strong right arm. I can bring that person down. That's not the case. You're not strong enough. You have to use your mind and the technique God gave you. He gave you that technique to tackle the person on the ground, not to use one arm and then bring that person down. That's what UNT was doing, and that's why Memphis was able to get out, and the quarterback was able to do what they wanted. The receiving core made some decent catches. It was just a frustrated day overall for UNT, man, defensively. And you got a 40-year veteran on that side coaching the defense. I'm like, okay, that's a blessing. Like we need a guy who has experience on the defensive side coach our defense. But we got exposed. Because we're not that type of We've never been that type of defense. So we need to fix that in conference play. So, number 3, receivers. Do they have potential? Does Roger Burns have potential? Does Jair Shorter have potential? Potential will mean the great. Can we rely on those 2 guys to be our main receivers? It's always a game-by-game basis to rely on a couple of receivers that, can only make 4 to 5 catches a game. I need my receivers to make about 7 to 8 a game. That shows me you're reliable, and it almost shows me you're elite. And we don't have elite receivers on this team. We just have guys that put on a jersey and they run down the field and make a catch, and wherever they're playing zone or man-to-man coverage. In this case, you could have taken advantage because Memphis was playing a lot of zone. You could have taken advantage in the middle of the field. It was wide open. I don't know why Ani did not see that. I don't know why these receivers did not run to the middle of the field to catch the football. Are you running slant? Are you running go routes? Are you running crossing patterns? Like that has to reek in your head. But then again, we don't, these guys, I'm not trying to shame them, but it's like, we want you to be reliable. We want you to be there at the top of your game. That's right. So number 4. So we talked about fired coaches. There's Arizona State fired their coach Herm Edwards over recruiting violations. They were 1-2 when he was fired. Nebraska fired Scott Frost, which, as expected, you lose you're losing games, especially to weaker teams like that. You deserve to lose your job. Boise State fires their offensive coordinator after the UTEP game. They got beat 27-10. They only scored 10 points, and they fired their offensive coordinator the next day. So my question to you, UNT, is we get the same result on Saturday, right? The offense is not moving. We're going to be one-dimensional. Our defense is terrible. When is the time for Seth Littrell to hang it up? When is the time for AD Warren Baker to say, you know what, I need to make a change in football? Like I said, this man has not said anything about football since the first day of the season. I'm sorry, I'll take that back. The first home game of the season against SMU. How long ago was that? 3 weeks ago. He has not said he has not said anything about Seth Littrell's job. Because you know why? Because it's diverse. Okay? And I hate to bring this up. Diverse is between white head coaches, black head coaches. You see, I don't like that. But then again, it has to be addressed. But I'll cut that. I'll dive deep into that later on. Okay? But you have a chance to make this right, Warren. You can go in there right now to say, Seth, we're going to conference play. We want to win a conference title on our last year in the Conference USA. Just imagine you leave the conference without a championship. I'm talking about Conference USA championship. I won a championship on my last year of the conference. I don't know about those other people. Show me one person in that building that wants a championship at UNT. One. In football, not basketball. In football. That person is me. How are you going to leave a conference without a championship? It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, when Texas and OU are leaving the Big 12 for the SEC, stupidly enough, I don't know why they're doing that, in 3 years, they have won championships in their conference. Even though Texas hasn't won in recent memory, but Oklahoma has. But UNT, we haven't seen a championship in your conference. When's the last time that would happen? Never. Because y'all are inconsistent. And the money is important to you than firing a head coach who's under 500. It's 7 seasons. We haven't done anything in 7 seasons. You invest so much money in the football program to the point where you can only give us less than 8 wins a year. I'm sorry, 9 wins a year. Less than that. Heck, he's not even consistent enough. We got to build. I can't do this shit anymore. Like, come on, man. Like, whenever I think about UNT football, I always think about UNT basketball, because I know those guys and ladies will get us somewhere. They will. Man, well, I don't know about the ladies, but the men will get us somewhere. But I am harping on the ladies to get us somewhere. And I'm talking about an NCAA tournament berth. Yes, I said it. Yes, I want to go to the NCAA tournament in women's basketball. I want that. But in football, nah, it's not going to happen. Warren Breaker finds a way to address the football team. Like, you don't have to wait till FIU. You don't have to wait till that game to make your decision. Why don't you just make the decision right now, so that we can have fresh minds, we can have fresh bodies. We can this team can start respecting somebody else more than you. There's 2 people that I will want: Phil Bennett and Patrick Hobbs. Patrick Hobbs is the former UNT running back. He played it in Miami, played for Miami Dolphins. He's a running back coach for UNT right now. And I do see him emerging as being a head coach one day. Maybe not at UNT, but maybe somewhere. But I do see him emerging. Phil Bennett's he's a 60-year-old man, 40 years defensive coordinator. Do I want him to lead this team on an interim basis? I do, but is he going to get that opportunity? Absolutely not, because Warren is not available to talk, about the football team. So so there's got to be more clarity on why this man has not. Well, we haven't moved on from this man. And again, I don't want people to lose their job, but it's obvious that the football team is always losing the games that we're supposed to win. We have given up over 90 points to teams that we're going to play in the new conference. That to me is concerning. Really concerning. And it goes into my final point. Okay. My final point is, defensively, when we're in conference play now, when are we going to step up defensively to the point where we can win games on defense? When are we going to stop giving up over 30 points a game? It's a lot. Like, defensively, it's a lot. I'm pretty sure we're ranked last defensively. When are we going to get consistent wins in this conference? Like, I haven't seen it. We got the one win against UTEP, but it's just UTEP. I want better opponents, and this is a better opponent that we're playing, FAU, coming into town on Saturday. I want those type of opponents. Like we can't play crap like this. We cannot, like, the quarterback can't play crap. The running backs they're leading this team. So I'm not going to go after them. The quarterback is what I will go after. The defense is what I'll go after. We got to have communication all over, guys. We got to tackle better. We got to make our reads better. We got to have a scheme. We got to do all those three intangibles to make us better on defense. And what I mean better by defense is giving up less than 20 points, which in college football is unrealistic because there's not one team out there that has an elite defense. Now, many people say, well, Texas has elite defense, but Texas gave up 37 points. Texas is losing games that they're supposed to win. Like, come on. I mean, I understand the hype. I want to get hype too, guys. I want hype. But at the same time, I want consistency. I want to win. I want to see teams, playing in bigger bowl games. I want to celebrate a title, a conference title. Not celebrate more victories like this one. Well, we didn't win this game. I don't want to celebrate more when we beat the weakest team in the league. I don't want that. I want a championship. And I want it now. Are we ever going to get it? Are we ever going to get it? No, we're not going to get it yet. We're not ever going to get it. We're not ever going to get it, guys, okay? So UT, you're playing against FAU next week. Next week, I expect us to play a little bit better, guys. A whole lot better to the point where you get my interest back. Now, that ends our show, okay? Now, next week, we're obviously going to dive into the Washington game. And then we're going to dive into the Florida Atlantic game. Let's see what improvements we made. Again, I will recap the game, but improvements is the number one thing we're going to make. All right. But other than that, subscribe to my YouTube channel, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next show on Fishbowl Radio. Take care, everybody.
Hey, this is Linda.